And I would go in the backyard when I was small and go through the cars and pretend I was driving and stuff. So, and my dad being from Italy, our house was in the middle of the wrecking yard. So anyway, one day I went out in the back and I went in this car and there was this huge pile of car magazines. And I don't remember the name of them. It was mostly sprint cars and roundy round cars, but there was a few hot rods in it. And so, and then my dad had two friends. He gave me a 40 Chevy or 37 Chevy, whatever it was, without a motor in it. He gave me a motor and he said, get it running. So I actually thought it was going to be my car. And I got the motor in it and I got it running. I got the motor in it and I didn't know how to wire, where the wires went. So one day these two brothers came over and my dad told me, ask them two guys over there, they'll show you how to wire it. Well, it was the Stanton brothers, Al and Leroy Stanton, and they both had hot rods. Al had a 29 Roadster, Leroy had a 34 Chevy Coupe. And he also had a 37 Chevy two-door sedan custom. So anyway, they showed me where the generator wire went and the coil wire, and I got the car running and then my dad sold it. So then he gave me a 37 Ford slapback two-door sedan. And I think I put a motor in that too. So anyway, he kept selling my cars. But going back to these books, I sat in that car for a week going through every page of those Motor Trend or whatever book it was. And so when these two brothers came over, I asked them, well, what do I do? And they said, well, get a 32 frame and a 29 Roadster body, or any Roadster, I wanted a 29 because all the books showed mostly Bonneville cars, and they were all 29 Roadsters because of the small cowl. So anyway, I got a 29 Roadster, and I went in the back, and I tipped over probably the cheeriest 32 Ford 5-window coupe on the planet. And I cut the frame off of it, just destroyed all the fenders and everything. But I cut the frame off of it and had the frame fall down on all four wheels, and it still had the 32 motor and everything in it. So I just, we had a 31 Model A Roadster body in the back. So I put that on my 32 frame. Well, the Model A frames were flat and the 32 frame had a hump in the back. And I didn't know what to do because I had about a foot gap between the body and the frame. And I called up the two brothers and they said, well, you got to cut out the trunk. So anyway, that was my first street rod. We got a 29 Roadster in, and that's what I really wanted. So I changed the bodies on that. And then that was my high school car. Two brothers, Al and Leroy, put it in the Grand National Roadster Show, and it won America's Most Beautiful Roadster.